Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brother K reporting live from Davis, California. You'll probably see this as a replay on YouTube. But hello to those who may tune in during this live broadcast. I'm here to talk to you about the child abuse, the child sexual abuse of American boys, American men at birth. The ancient penis sacrifice of newborn boys. Now they have been laid upon the altar of modern medicine by the high priests of the ancient circumcision sacrifice. They now hide behind stethoscopes and claim that it's no longer a penis sacrifice. Now it's a benefit. They've changed a dreadful sacrifice into a benefit with a stroke of their magic wand. Their rhetorical deception and trickery, brought to you by the men and women who hide behind stethoscopes to mutilate the genitals of our perfectly normal, healthy boys in American hospitals at birth. And those hapless men, for the most part, most of them grow up not knowing what was done to them and possibly not even learning about it until they are well into adulthood. Just absolutely disgraceful what these pediatricians, American pediatricians and OBGYNs, what they are doing to our precious sons and to the next generation of American men when we're in the cradle and can't fight back. It is absolutely a crime against the American people, against American men and women, and against the boys and girls of the present generation and women. That's why European doctors have denounced them. European doctors have condemned American doctors for what they are doing to our population, to our boys at birth. Because those boys are only boys for a short while. Then they're men, they're grown men, and they have been subjected to all the cultural brainwashing that happens in a genital cutting culture. Absolutely disgraceful. If you live in Texas, hello, Philip. Ezervids, hi. If you live in Texas, in the Houston area, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Laredo, too many cities to name. We're going to be in 15 cities, ladies and gentlemen. 1 week from today, we start in the Houston area. We're going to be doing a Houston suburb 1 week from today. And we're going to do 2 protests a day, with the exception of the last day, which will be 2 weeks from today. Will be the final day. It's going to be a eight days of protests, 2 protests a day, with the exception of the last day in Houston, which is 2 weeks from today. We will be at the Galleria Mall from 10 to 2. We have 2 huge billboards up in Texas. And both billboards will be up for 2 months. The one in Laredo will be up through the last week of this year. So it'll be up for about another 5 weeks. And the one in Corpus Christi will be up for, I believe, 6 more weeks through the first week of January 2025. So if you live in Corpus Christi or Laredo, you can go on our website and you should be able to find the location for those billboards, or I've posted it on all the social media. I think it's even here on some of my YouTube videos. But thank you to everyone who donates to the Bloodstained Men. We're a nonprofit. None of us get paid. I don't earn a penny. We are all volunteers, and so when you donate to Bloodstained Men, your kind donations, your generosity, it goes only to fund our travel costs and the cost of our billboards. Jonathan Campos, You will have to form your own conclusion on that question. It's a snake pit of an issue. You can form your own conclusion. I've formed mine, and I don't speak about it because it is a contentious, but let me put it this way. It's very easy to sell a monkey in a bag to someone who's desperate to buy a monkey. At any rate, Giddy Fortnight, or Gritty, hello. Hello from Davis, California. I'm out hiking on this lovely, lovely December 1st, 2024, and 1 week from today, I will be on the front lines, on the ground in Texas, doing what Bloodstained Men has been doing now. This will be our 13th year. We protest in our blood-stained outfits in cities across the nation. We've protested over 600 cities. And yes, well, you must be on the other side of the world then. December 2nd, yep, we're moving into mid-afternoon here in Davis, California. It's 2:59 Pacific time. But if you live in the Texas, or you know someone who lives in the Texas area, let them know. You can see the full schedule. You can see our schedule on bloodstainedmen.com, bloodstainedmen.com, the drop-down menu on the right, called Events, and you'll see the Events tab. And that'll give you all the information you need to join us in one or more of the Texas cities. And we need your help. We need your help. We need hundreds and hundreds, thousands of men and women in the streets. I saw something the other day. Someone made a post, said if women were being circumcised in the United States, they would be rioting in the streets by the thousands. Well, men have been injured so deeply, that most are frightened to speak up because they are ridiculed, they're mocked, they're laughed at, they're gaslit. And so they've learned, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Don't rock the boat. Let it be. And it's really a shame because then nothing changes for the future generations of men. We are a social reform movement, ladies and gentlemen. That's our job. That's our work. Social reform is an integral part of human history. And if you're against circumcision, you are a social reformer. But you have to use your voice. You have to speak out when you can. When you can. Super Mighty, hello. I'm doing fine. Doing fine. Looking forward to being in Texas next week at this time. So do what you can, ladies and gentlemen. Do what you can. Donate to Bloodstained Men. You can find the donate button on our website at bloodstainedmen.com. That is also on the drop-down menu on the right. And you can see some gruesome circumcision videos on our website. That's the drop-down menu on the left. More about circumcision and then more about Bloodstained Men. This is a social reform movement, ladies and gentlemen. And I know a lot of you, or a lot of it, people who we call ourselves intactivists, the social reformers working to protect all children from genital mutilation, are collectively known as intactivists. And our movement is called intactivism. Intact activist. And the two words, intactivist. It's a mouthful. Took me a while to get used to it, but it works for shorthand for yes, boys and girls should be protected from genital mutilation. Fortunately, in the United States, girls are protected, but not boys. Not boys. And that is a crime against boys. And it's a crime against girls who have to have the experience. Many of these girls are traumatized in childhood because they have younger brothers who are circumcised, and mom asks them to help change the diaper. And woman after woman has told me that she learned about circumcision by taking care of her newly circumcised brother when she was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. Teenagers. One was like a 18 or 19-year-old woman. And she had a younger brother, and she was traumatized out of her mind What are American doctors, what are they doing to our nation? And they show no signs of apologizing, no signs of letting up, no signs of relenting. What a shame. What a shame. They are criminals. And by the way, we are, Bloodstained Men, we are already looking at the convention of the American Academy of Pediatrics. They are the ones who are doing 1/3 of the circumcisions in the United States. The OBGYNs are doing the other 2/3. But the AAP, they're the ones who could change national policy overnight by issuing an honest statement. Well, they're having their convention next year, late September. It's going to be in Denver. And I will be there. If you live in the Denver area, or you can make it to Denver, you've always wanted to go to Denver. Jonathan says, yeah. Trucker Rob says he's weird. Trucker, thank you for your confession. I'm glad you believe that it's weird to support circumcision. And you're right. You're right. So welcome to the real world, Trucker Rob, where we are men who admit, who acknowledge that when they throw you down as a newborn boy and cut off part of your sex organ, we acknowledge, we admit that that is an injury, that is a violation, a severe violation, the most fundamental violation of our human rights. And we are working to protect other future men from the same injury. So Trucker Rob, have a good life. Get on with your business, keep on trucking, and stop worrying about stopping the intactivist movement with your insults. So just move along, scroll away, Trucker Rob. You have nothing to offer the world except your labor, but you have no legacy that you want to leave as a social reformer. That's what a social reformer is. We want to leave a legacy of good and benevolence for future generations. Dr. Skinbridge, Trucker Rob is mutilated in denial. Trucker Rob, keep it up, Trucker Rob. You got nothing but insults, bro. That's your argument. That's how they, I laugh. That's your argument. That's your argument for newborn male genital mutilation in the United States. Just calling junior high names. I mean, you should be embarrassed, dude. And I think you would be if your picture and your identity was up. You just hide behind your trucker logo. Truckers are among the biggest supporters of the Bloodstained Men because they see us in cities across the nation, and we get a lot of support from the trucker community because most of them, Trucker Rob, are smart. They spend a lot of time alone, and they know how to think. They know how to use the old bean. So you might want to try that, Trucker Rob. Look into the functions of the foreskin. Google that, trucker. Functions of the foreskin. Yeah, well, we got a laugh out of Trucker Rob, so maybe there's a human being. Maybe there's a human being beneath that tough guy exterior after all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That's my live broadcast. I'll be in Texas 1 week from today, and I'm going to do some live broadcasts here on YouTube. Help us grow this movement, this social reform movement, this movement to protect all children, not just girls, this movement to protect all children from genital mutilation. That is the fundamental human right of all children, to grow into adulthood with an intact body. No genital mutilation for boys, no genital mutilation for girls. And there are cultures that circumcise girls. They're borrowing all the excuses that American doctors and people like Trucker Rob use to justify it. So the people who are circumcising girls say that it keeps the girls cleaner. And they target the same structure. In girls, the clitoral hood is the female foreskin, the prepuce. The cultures that circumcise girls, the most common girl circumcision is cutting off part or all of the clitoral hood, but the most common is what's called a ritual nick of the clitoral hood. I'm getting ready to sign off. See, there's a little patch of shade here. I may be able to see. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Dr. Skinbridge. Okay, y'all. See you next time. Keep spreading the word. And remember, your voice is as powerful as anyone's. You just have to use it. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen.